Welcome back, Devils fans, and as you all know, I have been openly campaigning for Tom Fitzgerald to call up the Ottawa Senators and bring Brady Tkachuk to our beloved New Jersey Devils. He is exactly the type of player that would bring everything the team sorely needs and does not have at the moment, namely tenacity, grit, heart, fight, balls, however you want to spin it. This kid could do it all. He could score. He could fight. He lays the wood. 16 hits, an NHL record against the Devils last week, and he's just an absolutely phenomenal player, and there's not too many players like him. He's a complete throwback. His brother Matthew is an absolute monster in Florida as well, and I think this is really the exact type of guy that the New Jersey Devils desperately need in the lineup. With all that being said, it seems as though the chatter, in the media is starting to get a little bit louder, and there is speculation that he could be dealt. He's going to be frustrated playing on the team that he's playing for. He doesn't really have much around him, and it doesn't seem like the Senators are going to be a contender anytime soon. And so this may lead Ottawa to cash him in for, whether it's prospects, picks, a combination, some roster players, whatever it is. He would certainly command a lot in a trade. And the speculation now is kind of going wild. One of my favorite hockey podcasts, the Cam and Strick podcast, co-hosted by former New Jersey Devil legend Cam Jansen, one of the greatest hockey personalities out there today, had a little segment where they discussed Brady Tkachuk and him possibly moving on from the Senators. And I think it's worth, this is just a little clip from it. I think it's worth watching the whole thing. I will put a link in the description to the video that they talked about this, and you can check out the whole thing for yourself. But here are some of the highlights, and let's go to Cam and Strick talking about Brady Tkachuk.
Can I talk about Brady Tkachuk?
Yeah, that's one of them. For
16
sure.
fucking hits. The first thing everybody looks at.
It's been a while since
Sorry,
I've heard
but
that,
I remember every time you get on the bus after a game, the first thing Lou Lamoriello is looking at is a fucking stat sheet.
Yeah,
he's looking at everything.
Well, hey, listen, it comes into
not
play
everything,
when you're negotiating contracts.
Well, no shit.
All of that. You know what I mean?
So I remember having. Yeah.
Now he had some monster hits in that game.
Yeah, he did, man.
Not all of them were monsters. One or two was like, okay, fine, give him the hit for that specific hit.
Stop his motion.
But in some buildings, he may not get credited with a hit on that play. But I don't see too many players in the league deliver 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 monsters like he had in that particular game. So he probably deserved the 16, man.
Do you know how hard that is on your body?
Dude, I thought about that, Cam.
Do you know?
If I'm his coach and he's got, what does he have, 34, 35 goals, whatever it is, 34, 35 assists, somewhere in that range. I thought he was going to get north of 40. He got off to such a great start. Yeah. I thought this is the year he was just going to really explode from a goal-scoring standpoint. But the team is just, and the organization has just been, they got their own situation going on there. But I will say that if I'm his coach, I'd be like, God, man, I don't know. Like he's going after Nico Hischier after the game too. He just hit the post right before that, so he's like raging in frustration because they're not winning.
Yeah,
and he hits the post, and you lose by a goal. Right after you almost tied it, you hit the post, and Brady Tkachuk just beelines it the length of the ice and just goes after him. You know what I mean? He just becomes unglued, man. Every chance he gets, he doesn't hesitate. And when the rest of the team isn't playing as hard as you, I don't know how he just.
Well, how do you not
it.
get mad? He's mad the whole game.
Yeah.
He's mad 80% of the time. Like sometimes it's good to play mad once in a while, but you need to play under control. And he's still dominating, but he loses it really, really quick. But I think that's because of the losing ways that you have up in Ottawa. Of
and
course.
Listen, this is why I hear that Brady's going to play in the World Championships for USA, which you probably wouldn't normally do. But I think this guy just wants to win. Go have fun. He just wants to win.
Yeah, I know.
So sick of losing. I just think it's time. He's got to get out of Ottawa, man. I hate to say it. I hope they don't get mad when I say that. But
it's all good.
I know he's the captain. I know he's an icon in that city.
It's all good.
But we're being deprived by not watching this guy play in the Stanley Cup playoffs too. I want to see him on a winning team.
Yeah.
I hear that. Now, I don't believe he ever asked for a trade. I was told that he never asked for a trade. But I heard even from some people as recent as, this past weekend that Ottawa kind of kicked the tires a little bit. Hey, what can we get? What would we get for Brady Tkachuk?
What would you?
Dude.
What do you think, Andy?
Name your price, man.
Well, no, because it's always a price.
But it's hard to say, Cam. You're going to get multiple first-round picks for sure.
Just give me a...
You're going to get, it depends
what
does the team want? Do they want high-end prospects along with picks?
I'm just asking.
All I'm saying is, what you're asking is you're going to need, it's going to take a lot. And does that team, like Ottawa, they've been rebuilding for forever. Don't they want established NHL players?
You got to build around somebody.
Because they're not building around Brady Tkachuk, man. So at some point, if I'm Brady, just based on his frustration that he's showing right now, he's the only one on that team that gives it every single night.
Yep. Every second, dude.
I would be like, okay, I've done everything I can do here.
And I think
you guys not supporting me or what? So I'm going to go ahead and take my talents elsewhere.
Exactly. LeBron James.
So you either help me, you either build a damn winner, and you're going to put players around me, or I'm out of here. I'm leaving.
No, it is frustrating when you're just balls out every single shift, and a lot of guys aren't on your level. They're not even level. They're not even close. They're not on your level. That is so frustrating.
And you ask any other, all these other superstars around the league. Just think if these guys didn't have any complimentary pieces, if Kucherov didn't have Braden Point, if he didn't have Stamkos, if McKinnon didn't have all these guys are surrounded, even his brother Matthew, surrounded.
Yes.
Cam and Strick seem to be very high on Brady Tkachuk as a player, as they should be. Any hockey fan should desperately want a guy like this on your club. There's not many of them in the league, and the New Jersey Devils should try to get him. I've been saying this for at least probably a couple months now, and as they pointed out, a lot of the other stars in the league are surrounded by talent where that doesn't exist for him in Ottawa. If he was to come to the New Jersey Devils, he would be surrounded by other talent. Whoever doesn't get dealt to Ottawa to bring him here would remain, which would be obviously most of the roster, and he'd be on a team with some other weapons. The Hughes brothers, Dougie Hamilton, Timo Meier, Nico Hischier, and then whoever else doesn't get dealt to get him here. That's a lot of supporting cast for a guy like Brady Tkachuk, and I think he instantly makes this team much better. He'll immediately inject some life into the group, and hopefully that everyone would raise their game around him and become a little bit tougher and a little bit more of a snarly guy, because he's going to bring that every night, as we saw him beat up on our Devils the other night. And that just cemented it for me that he is exactly what we need. And I would love to see it happen. I don't know what the likelihood is, but it makes all the sense in the world, almost too much sense. So that was Cam and Strick kind of spitballing on the idea of Brady moving on from Ottawa. And then we go to former New Jersey Devil, Game 7 Stanley Cup final hero Mike Rupp, current NHL Network analyst, give his take, and he just gets right to it. Let's watch Mike Rupp on NHL Network.
I'm not saying this is going to happen. If I'm the New Jersey Devils, I'm picking up the phone, I'm calling the Ottawa Senators, and I'm having you could pick the roster here and go get Brady Tkachuk.
Ooh.
That's what I'm doing.
Ooh. You do two hot takes in one segment?
That's what I'm doing this summer. Yeah. Hey, who do you want? I mean, there's a couple untouchables in New Jersey, but New Jersey needs a guy like that. And to me, I think that Jersey will be doing something big. Maybe not that, because listen, Ottawa doesn't want to give up on a Brady Tkachuk. That guy's unbelievable. No. I'm just saying, Ottawa's got to shake something up there. I don't know what they're going to do, and I don't know, but I know both teams are going to shake it up in a big way.
Well done, Mike Rupp. Standing ovation. You've said exactly what I've been saying for a long time here now, and Mike Rupp for next GM. I mean, this is a guy that knows hockey, has been around the game forever, played in the league for a long time, and he clearly sees what most of us see, is that this is a team that's been getting pushed around and beat up all season, and something desperately needs to change. Kudos to Mike Rupp for going on TV and saying this. Hopefully the chatter gets louder, and hopefully Fitzgerald, hears all the excitement or whatever else surrounding the name of Brady Tkachuk, and he goes out there and inquires on him, because it just makes too much sense not to do it. And so, would love to see it happen. I will do my part in continuously talking about this. It's something I want more than the air that I breathe. And I'm not saying I started this movement, but I'm not saying I didn't either. We've all been talking about Brady for a while, and everyone just needs to keep it going. Keep the Brady energy up. Just keep elevating that Brady energy, and hopefully it somehow becomes a reality. It'd be an absolute dream, and Brady on this team changes the look of the team entirely. I'm not even gonna let my brain go there with line combinations and things yet. Get way ahead of ourselves, but Brady Tkachuk on this lineup makes this team look dramatically different, and hopefully one that's built for long playoff runs and hopefully hoisting a cup in the Prudential Center. It would be something completely special for the fan base. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? What would you be willing to give up for Brady Tkachuk? Because it's not going to come cheap. So I'd be curious to see what you guys would be willing to part with to bring him here. Do you want to see him here? Does anyone believe Fitzgerald actually makes the call and tries this? I don't know. A lot of things got to be addressed this summer, but I'm definitely kicking the tires on Brady Tkachuk if I am Tom Fitzgerald, because he's just a special player, and there's really not many like him in the league. So look forward to talking to you all soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.